fans, there are some incredible new rumors out there about the future of the Hulk in the MCU. I'm talking about brand new reveals from insiders, older rumors that now make more sense, and some top secret, super secret things that I was told from people behind the scenes. Don't worry, person that just heard that and is freaking out because I said I wouldn't talk about all this shit. I'm not going to talk about too much of it. Relax, chill. Woo! I'm excited about the future of the Hulk in the MCU, mostly because it doesn't have anything to do with wearing cardigans, being lectured to, or letting his son rock this haircut, whatever the this was. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's break it down. By the end of this video, I think you're going to be very excited for the future of the Hulk as well. Now, it's all started when My Time to Shine Hello recently tweeted that there was a Hulk vs. Wolverine film coming soon. And when I saw this tweet, I was like, I don't know about that. But to my surprise, other people started to corroborate this report. And when I talked to some people behind the scenes, they basically told me a version of this is true. In fact, somebody I talked to behind the scenes said, not only is there going to be a Hulk vs. Wolverine movie, but it's going into production very soon. It's going to start filming next year, which would put it in the running to be a movie that comes out between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. Now, slight side note on that whole thing there, like there's still so many questions about what the hell is actually going on with the Marvel slate between these two big Avengers movies. We know for sure that Spider-Man 4 is dated. It's going to come out. It's going to be very important to that overall story. There are rumors going back and forth on whether or not Doctor Strange 3 is actually going to come out, maybe even before Doomsday, because the story of that seems to be really, really important. Just yesterday, Jeff Snyder was talking about how Sam Raimi is indeed going to have complete creative control over Doctor Strange 3. But before we get way too in the weeds on that whole Battleworld situation in the movies between these two Avengers films, if what I heard is true, you are literally getting a Hulk vs. Wolverine movie really, really soon. And that would mean it is likely to be one of those release dates that Marvel has between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And look, it is important to remember, multiple people told me this was true, but some of them said it's actually not what you think. Oh, and there's also some incredible stuff to say about the Maestro Hulk. That's totally separate, but we will get into that in this video as well. So the first way that I could see this going down with the Hulk vs. Wolverine thing is that it is actually an Avengers vs. X-Men film. Now, this is something that was long rumored by Alex Perez. He's talked about this in multiple articles on the Cosmic Circus, but essentially Alex keeps teasing that there is a plan to have the X-Men fight the Avengers before the end of the multiversal saga. And I remember before we found out about Doomsday and Doctor Doom and RDJ's Doctor Doom, I was damn near convinced that the new plan for Avengers 5 was to just make it into Avengers vs. X-Men. That was even the original thumbnail that I did for the big San Diego Comic-Con stream that we do every year. But obviously that's not what's happening. They're going to go with Doomsday, and Doomsday is going to be a pretty big film that we think will set up a new status quo of the entire MCU multiverse, likely ending many different realities and possibly creating a whole new version of the sacred timeline where the plot of Spider-Man 4 will take place in. But the rumor of Avengers vs. X-Men is well established, and it perfectly fits into this new scoop by My Time to Shine Hello here, which is all about a Hulk vs. Wolverine film. And I'm going to attempt to be like kind of vague here and not get anybody in trouble with like the things that I was told, but I think this is essentially something that could be set up while different realities are fighting for their own existence, kind of similar to the end of Time Runs Out, which saw the Ultimates universe and the 616 being the final incursion, where they then had this big epic battle, just trying to destroy the other Earth to save themselves. And we do know that Monica Rambeau is on a world with X-Men. There's a Charles Xavier there, Beast. There's Binary, who's a version of Maria Rambeau, her mom. And so a lot of people speculate that that world is going to be important for Doomsday or perhaps other movies in the multiversal saga if there are these secret battle world films. And so you could see a scenario where the main 616 timeline is defended by Avengers and maybe the Hulk, and then maybe the X-Men world where Maria Rambeau is currently at. Maybe that is going to be where you get the Wolverine of this whole thing. And I've also been told that this is likely just an appetizer for what is to come later during the actual mutant saga. And so I don't think this movie, whether it's just a Wolverine versus Hulk film or it's actually an Avengers versus X-Men project, I don't think this is the end of Avengers versus X-Men. And something else that adds into this that's kind of interesting is recent comments by Kevin Feige about how you will see mutants in the next couple of movies in a similar way to which you saw them in Deadpool and Wolverine. And then Kevin went on to say that the story of Secret Wars, the whole story of Secret Wars, actually sets up a really interesting story for the mutants and their whole story after Secret Wars.
When are we going to see the X-Men properly enter the MCU?
Well, as you said, I mean, it has already started, and certainly Deadpool Wolverine was the biggest yet. I think you will see that continue into our next few movies and some X-Men players that you might recognize. And then right after that, the whole story of Secret Wars really leads us into a new age of mutants and of the X-Men. And again, one of these dreams come true that we finally have the X-Men back in Marvel Studios.
And so if there is some kind of Avengers vs. X-Men Battleworld movie or a movie before Secret Wars, this could technically be the Hulk vs. Wolverine film. It could potentially set up a big conflict in Secret Wars with Avengers and X-Men, and it could create storylines that then carry into the mutant saga and cause the Avengers and X-Men to actually fight once again. But now let's talk about Maestro Hulk, because this is getting me very excited. I also think it is slightly connected to what's going on with this Hulk vs. Wolverine thing, although I was told it's nothing to do with the Maestro Hulk. But essentially, Alex Perez keeps teasing that the next iteration of Hulk that we will see in the Marvel Cinematic Universe will be the Maestro Hulk. Now, Alex has also talked about in the past how the events of Captain America Brave New World and perhaps even the events of Thunderbolts are going to push Bruce Banner to becoming the Savage Hulk once again. Because, like, if you think about it, in She-Hulk, Bruce Banner is really trying to prevent his blood from getting out there. He's trying to prevent She-Hulk's blood from getting out there, and he just doesn't want a bunch more Hulks out there in the world. And instead, that is happening. President Ross is going to become Red Hulk. There are rumors that Amadeus Cho is going to be given a version of this serum and might turn into a Hulk, either in Captain America Brave New World or in a different project down the line, like this Champions project that people keep talking about. And so maybe Maestro Hulk is just the next version of Hulk's evolution in the MCU. Maybe they will make the 616 Bruce Banner, who is currently that cardigan wearing, like, let his son rock this weird ass haircut at the barbecue kind of a guy. Maybe he's going to rage out and become a version of the Maestro Hulk. But I actually think something way cooler is going to happen. Even before we got it confirmed that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back to play Doctor Doom, essentially an evil version of the hero he played in the Infinity Saga, there were established rumors that the OG Avengers would all be brought back into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And just like they did with Tony Stark, it seemed like they were going to go a villainous route with this. So there are long-standing rumors of Hydra Captain America. And so what I think you're going to see with the Maestro Hulk is Doctor Doom, RDJ's version of Doctor Doom. He is going to have his own team of Avengers. Maybe he will call them the Dark Avengers. Maybe he'll call them the Cabal. Maybe he will call them Doom's Illuminati, which is technically something that friggin' Anthony Mackie let slip at San Diego Comic-Con earlier this year. And if I had to put money on it, this Doom's Illuminati or this Doom's Dark Avengers team will include evil versions of all of the OG Avengers from the first Avengers film. And I think the Hulk version will be the Maestro Hulk. And so what I think you're going to see is the Maestro Hulk be something like what the Black Order was in Infinity War, where Doom will have different members of his team fighting against different members of the 616 Avengers. And I think Maestro Hulk's going to be one of them. And I think he's going to be a serious problem for the Avengers. This might be why they are building up all of these other Hulks, including the Red Hulk, Amadeus Cho, Hulk's son Scar, She-Hulk, and potentially even others. And maybe all of them together will team up against the Maestro Hulk to try to thwart him. But I see this as probably just a plan from Doctor Doom to take all of the biggest heavy hitter characters that the Avengers have and pit them against essentially a distraction in the Maestro Hulk. And this includes a crazy powerful character like Sentry. If Sentry survives the Thunderbolts movie, I expect him to be on the Avengers or the new Avengers or whatever the heck the Thunderbolts asterisk is going to end up meaning. And I think even he won't be enough to stop the Maestro Hulk. If you don't know anything about the Maestro Hulk, he is incredibly badass. There are versions of Marvel universes where the Maestro Hulk takes over all the Avengers. He defeats all the Marvel heroes. He defeats all the Marvel villains. He is the ruler of the entire multiverse. He's like a super smart, older version of Hulk that has all the savagery, man. And I am so excited to see this character in live action. I think it's real, man. So number one, I think this whole Hulk versus Wolverine movie, I think it's real. I don't know exactly what form that film's going to take, but I think it's real. I think it's setting up Avengers versus X-Men. I think it has something to do with what's going to happen in Secret Wars and then stories into the mutant saga. I'm still really holding out hope that we're getting more than just one movie in between Secret Wars and Doomsday. Maybe this is one of them. And then I also truly believe, like 1,000% believe, that the Maestro Hulk is coming. My current guess is that he works for Doctor Doom. He's a part of Doom's Dark Avengers, and he is going to whoop a whole bunch of ass. And also, I think that Bruce Banner is gonna rage out. He's gonna become Savage Hulk again. I mean, first of all, he's probably has to become Savage Hulk to stand any chance against fighting against the Maestro Hulk. Or maybe he just turns into Rage Monster Hulk again because of what happens in Brave New World. We don't know, man. There are big time rumors that Hulk is going to be in that film. So either way you slice it, I think we're getting a lot more Savage Hulk in our future. It's possible we're getting Hulk versus Wolverine, which would be so freaking epic. And we're getting the Maestro Hulk, one of the coolest versions of the Hulk ever created in Marvel Comics. So let me know what you think about these different scoops, reports, rumors, etc. in the comment section below. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.